Howdy heretics, I'm a Norwegian farmer and a proud member of a Norwegian co-op called Nortura. But I heard that American co-ops are very good at distributing surplus food to charities. That's a wonderful thing, but now they made a big mistake. Because they started to give surplus food to the Watchtower religion, aka Jehovah's Witnesses. And this is a big PR mistake, I will explain that later. But also, the witness religion is a business. And this food will be de facto sold. According to all the people that grew up in the religion and know the business model, the food that co-ops give to charities should never be sold. That's a big problem for farmers. That's a big problem for my colleagues. But the Watchtower business model, if you know anything about the Watchtower business model, this food will de facto be sold. I will explain that later. But first, to all of you that's not farmers, I just like to say something. Because people always say, oh, the farmers has too much, so they give it away for free, it's nothing. It's actually a big deal when farmers give stuff away for free. Because we don't get it for free. I'm going to give you one example here from Norway now. There's a man, he grows and sell his product straight to restaurants. Well, when all the restaurants closed down, he just basically lost 1 year's income. The annual business expenses will still be there, but he lost 1 year's of income. And he cannot claim unemployment benefit because technically he didn't lose his job because there's still a lot of things to do. But still, the city people sent out journalists, took pictures of what he was doing and made articles. Look at this evil and selfish and greedy farmer just throwing away food when children are starving in Africa. Well, that's not fair. The guy lost 1 year income. And still they want him to spend a month and to harvest all of this and spend another month to put it in nice packages and then spend an enormous amount of petrol and diesel to drive around and hand it out for free. That's so unreasonable to ask him to do that. And that just illustrates when farmers, like my colleagues in America, co-ops, give away food, that's a nice thing. It costs them something. Every time you take something away from a farm, you need to put something back into the soil. All these minerals and stuff. So it's not like they're just giving away for free. They're putting a lot of effort in this. Maybe they are doing it because they are good people. Maybe they are doing that because they want good PR. Maybe they are doing it just because they want people to know and remember that farmers are a crucial part of our infrastructure and a big part of our ability to cope with crisis as a nation. I don't know why they're doing this, but it's a really good thing they're doing. But now they made a mistake and they give it to the Watchtower religion, and the Watchtower religion will de facto sell it. They will make a profit. That's my claim, and I will explain why. The Watchtower business model, the Watchtower religion, the Jehovah's Witnesses, it is a multi-level marketing printing company. So the printing company is called Watchtower, and the congregants are called publishers. And this business model used to be that there were fixed prices for the literature, like one book, $1, two books, $2, three books, $3, and so on. But then when the Watchtower lost their tax exemption for selling literature, they came up with another idea that went like this. You get this book for free. Would you like to give a voluntary contribution? And the voluntary contributions mostly came from their own congregants. And eventually, they basically gave up asking outsiders for voluntary contributions because they didn't get this. But everyone that, like myself, grew up in a Jehovah's Witness family know about this. Every time you go and get free literature, you will be asked to give a voluntary contribution. And if you go and get like a deluxe Bible with goat skin, they will say, well, here's your Bible, and when you give a voluntary contribution, remember that this is the deluxe and give some extra. And Watchtower, according to themselves, has the biggest printing operation in the world. Just think about that. It's the biggest printing operation in the world, and they claim that all our literature is free. So it's not really free, it's just they have a business model without fixed prices. How does that work? Well, imagine I actually been a street musician, and I wasn't playing music for free. I was expecting money, and I got money, I made money. It was a job, but there were no fixed prices. Another example would be, in America, I know you're supposed to give 10% as a tip. So if you work as a waiter on a fancy restaurant, you basically don't need a salary if you're good what you're doing. If you're good what you're doing, you make a good living just of the tip. So let's say I was a waiter and I made a good living and I tried to impress a lady and she asked, "What are you doing?" Would I say that I'm working for free? Would I say I'm a waiter for charity? No. I would say, I'm a businessman, I have a business, I'm working for tip, and I know exactly what buttons to push so people give me a tip, and I'm doing good. So even if there's no obligation to give a tip, a good waiter will make good living. And that's how the Watchtower managed to become the biggest printing operation in the world without fixed prices. And now they will start delivering food. And they're not delivering food to others than Jehovah's Witnesses. They're only delivering food to members of the Jehovah's Witness community. If you ask the Jehovah's Witnesses, they will say that no, we deliver not only to Jehovah's Witnesses, we also deliver to others. But that's, well, you could argue that it's technically true, because if there's a family where only one of the spouses is a Jehovah's Witness, so you have one Jehovah's Witness and maybe another denomination, well, both of them will get food. So technically you could say that we also give to people that are not Jehovah's Witnesses. Or if there's a family where with unbaptized children, so there's a toddler that's technically not a Jehovah's Witness, they would claim, well, we're giving to people that are not Jehovah's Witness, because they would, in that rhetoric, they are very good with rhetoric, they would claim, oh, he's technically not a Jehovah's Witness, so we're giving to everyone. But believe me, they're just giving to Jehovah's Witnesses. And why is that a problem? Do I have a problem with Jehovah's Witnesses? No, I love Jehovah's Witnesses. I used to be one. I'm from a big Jehovah's Witness family, 5 generations of Jehovah's Witnesses, and I want them to be well fed. Thank you very much. So I have nothing against the Jehovah's Witness. If you're giving food to my family, I'm thankful. But imagine now, Jehovah's Witness is a religion. It's a captive organization. You're not allowed to leave. Like most people, when they grow up, you come to the point when you tell your parents that I don't believe in Santa Claus. Normally you will not be kicked out. If you're a Jehovah's Witness and you tell your parents, like I did, that I'm a grown man, I don't believe in Santa Claus, they call him Jehovah, but it's basically the same thing. I don't believe in Santa Claus, you will lose everything. The Watchtower religion will hold your family against you. They will use everything they can use as leverage, they will use against you. So now you gave them food that they can deliver. Why is that sinister? Well, I'll give you one example. Let's say there's a family now that lost their job due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And maybe they get these food care packages and it's a good thing and they're happy. And they are maybe even dependent on them. And then they need medical treatment. Let's say the father gets COVID-19 and the doctors tell you, well, you know, we have this medicine, it's called blood plasma with antibodies, we can give it to you and there's a big chance you will recover. And this man say, well, as a Christian, using my own mind and my own Bible knowledge, I know that Jesus healed people on the Sabbath because he wanted to teach us a lesson that health is more important than blind obedience. Yes, I could heal you the next day, but he wanted to teach us a lesson that health is more important than blind obedience, and I have children to take care of. So yes, Even though the Bible said abstain from blood, this is a life and death situation, and I'm a father, I have to take care of my children. So yes, I make the decision that I will take this medicine and try to survive and be there for my family, because that's what God intended. I'm sorry to say this, but the Watchtower religion, they will say, if you take a blood transfusion or this treatment, you will no longer get food. And this is a PR catastrophe for any co-op that decides to hitch their wagon to the Watchtower religion. People might have to, in a vulnerable state, make the decision, should I get the free food packages or should I take medicine? Let's say this man take the wrong decision and say, okay, I will not take medicine, he survive anyway. And he gets angry, he goes out in the media and say, those food that came from those farmers was used as leverage against me. Yeah, that's a PR disaster. Well, it's hopeful it will never happen, but still, as a farmer to my colleagues, don't get your wagon hitched to the Watchtower, because it's unethical. And also from a professional perspective, if you have food is big and takes a lot of space and you have to distribute it all over America. The Jehovah's Witnesses, they don't live in the same place, they live spread out. So it's not a sustainable from an environmental thing to use the Watchtower organization to distribute food. It's like one Jehovah's Witness and then driving 45 minutes to the next, driving 45 minutes to the next, all over the United States of America. I love the fact that you're going an extra mile and doing the right thing and trying to distribute surplus food. But there are so many organizations that work locally. And they say, we give food to everyone. We will not ask you if you're gay or not. We will give you food. We will not tell you that you should rather die than have a blood transfusion. If you want a blood transfusion, we will not give you food. They will not use it as leverage, and they will not ask for voluntary donations. When a co-op gives away food, it's really important for us that it won't be sold. If it's sold, we will lose money. If we give away food and those charities start selling it, the market will go down and the farmers will lose. So if a charity start selling food, like what I would say the witnesses do with their business model, well, then the farmers must stop giving to charities and everyone gets hurt. Another thing, but this is just me personally, growing up Jehovah's Witness, they always say that you should not seek glory for yourself. You should not seek glory for yourself. So if you give something away, you should not seek glory for yourself. Well, sorry, I'm not a big man. I want glory. If I give something away, I want people to say, thank you, Jonas, that's very nice of you. And the Watchtower, when they're giving this food away, they don't give any recognition to the farmers. I heard from my sources that they even try to make it sound like it's from Watchtower. Say, oh, this is from Watchtower, this is from God's organization. It's not from Satan's system. By the way, Jehovah's Witnesses refer to themselves as Jehovah's people and everyone else as members of Satan's system or Satan's world or worldly. So if you're a non-Jehovah's Witness watching this, a farmer that donates to the Watchtower, remember that they refer to you as worldly because you're from the world of Satan. and they give you no recognition. They will claim that this food, I heard that they say that, oh, it's from the farm, giving the impression that it's from the Watchtower farm. Watchtower actually have a farm called WTF, Watchtower Farm. That's a funny name for a whole lot of reasons. But, well, if the Jehovah's Witness or leaders are looking at this, I just ask you, why is it wrong for me if I give something away to seek glory for myself and people say, thank you, Jonas, you're a very nice farmer? Why is it okay for you to say, this is from us, when it's not from you? Watchtower claim that this is a gift from Jehovah's organization. which is a hint that they want a donation. Well, it's actually not from you. It's from the worldly farmers from Satan's system that you despise and you believe should die in Armageddon. So I think that's very ungrateful of the Jehovah's Witness organization, Watchtower, to behave that way. And also undermine the whole system with distributing surplus food to charities. Because the whole system is an honor-based system that this food will be distributed equally and never, ever, ever be sold. And the Watchtower business model is, we're giving you this, but we want a contribution. And they are making money. So I would claim that de facto they are selling it. There's no fixed price. There's no quid pro quo like that. But they know how to push the button and ask for a donation. So, my advice would be find local churches, local charities that will distribute this locally. It will be a sustainable logistic. And if Jehovah's Witnesses, I harbor no ill feeling toward individual cult members. They're often very nice people. If they need food, they can go to the Salvation Army. And the Salvation Army will never ever ask a father to not take a medicine that might save his life. So please, 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 you keep doing what you do. You're doing a good job. It makes me proud of being a human being. It makes me proud of being a farmer. It makes me proud of being a part of co-ops. But please find other charities, because this will end in tears. So, I also have another channel called Norwegian Hillbilly. I'm a self-proclaimed hillbilly. So if you're not interested in... This is kind of a religious channel. I'm talking about the evil cult of Watchtower. But I have a hillbilly channel called Norwegian Hillbilly. So hope you subscribe to that one. And see you in paradise.